Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be reading the best books of 2024 according to Goodreads. So recently the Goodreads Choice Awards came out. Well, not recently, I would say like a few weeks ago. Why don't I read those? Because if the books I've read made it to that list, then of course the other books in the list, I'm not sure if that made sense, but without any further ado, let's start. I want to read like at least a chapter right now, and I have a study for this little exam I have to take, so we'll see how much I get to today. Update, I did finish A Ministry of Time, and I'm going to give you guys my full review thoughts right now because I don't see why it's hyped, and the quotes, the writing style is gorgeous, beautiful, but it just didn't give me the 5-star feeling. Everyone I know who's read this book gave it a 5 stars, and then for me it just didn't give me the 5-star feeling. I'm like, what's wrong with me? 4 or 5 people I watched gave it like 5 stars, so then I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like, if all those people gave it 5 stars, then why didn't I give it 5 stars? And this is like the first time it's happened to me, so like, use this time to remind y'all that like it's fine if you and your favorite booktuber don't like the same books, or like maybe a 5-star of yours is not a 5-star of theirs, or a 5-star of theirs is not a 5-star of yours. Because like honestly, after I finished reading it last night, I'm like what's wrong with me actually? Like dog-eared a bunch of pages where I have quotes. I just didn't like vlog reading it because I would always read it at nighttime in the dark with a little light. Like with my phone, I'll have my phone right there and I'll read it. So, I couldn't really film that. Just like reading it how a normal person would read and not like how I would read. And because I would read like a book a day because I would just binge it so hard. But I know like normally, realistically, people take a day or 2 or 3 or 4 to read it. I haven't done that in a long time, but I really want to do it again because it put off the pressure of me having to read a certain number of pages and allowed me to like, myself breaks to do other stuff too. I want to read you some of the quotes right now. So yeah, history is what we need to happen. You talk about changing history, but you're trying to change the future. It's an important semantic differentiation in this field. Just an example of like the way the author uses like figurative language and stuff to like personification, like all that to describe like the setting and stuff. So the sunny days also induce no blindness. As the sun rays bounce up from the ice like a tossed knife, the broad emptiness of the seascape rather, they are locked in a pack ice, makes the sound and movement travel weirdly. I feel like instead of just saying, oh, it's cold or hot, like she uses like these specific comparisons that really like encapsulate the story and show what she's trying to say, but also like sound beautiful. And like there is no revolution without joy. I wondered how many times she'd advised the radicalized teenagers she worked with in Cooks and Kellers. One develops a great deal of patience at sea. Those are just a few examples of the quotes, but I think the writing style was amazing. But I just thought the time travel aspect, like I was not following with the plot, and I think in the middle part of it, kind of like this much, I think I just like the plot lost me. Like I couldn't understand. I just left the plot immediately, and when like reveals and plot twists all happen, I'm like I know that's like the genuine reaction you should have for a plot twist. I really want to go back and reread this book and actually pay attention because I feel like it was just like right book, wrong time. I think if I read this book in the right time, I feel like I'll really like it, but I don't think right now was the right time. So I give it a 3 stars, but I do highly recommend, and the ending and stuff. For a debut novel, this author has done incredibly amazing. So yeah, the next book that I want to read for this video, actually I got it yesterday, so I'll let you guys know when I started, but that was book number 1. Hey guys, so it's finally update time. So I only got up to chapter 3 yesterday because reading has not just been it for this past week, like I feel like I haven't been reading a lot per day. And also like I did reach my reading goal like halfway into the year, so then I just like sort of took a break from reading a little bit, you know. But basically I've read 2 chapters now. I think I'm gonna finally tell you guys what intermezzo is about, because I don't think I really ever explained it. So here's gonna be the little loose premise of what the book is about. In intermezzo we follow 2 main characters, Ivan and Peter. They're both brothers, but they live in a completely different lifestyle from each other. Our first chapter we follow in Peter's like POV. It's in third person, but like, you know, the third person first person POV thing. Basically Peter is 32. He's like a well like loved, like I wouldn't say famous, but I guess that's what you would say. Like he's a really good lawyer in Dublin. So like we follow him, and recently his father has like passed away, so he's going through a little bit of the grief. Like meet 2 of the most like prominent women in his life, and that is one, Sylvia, his like former lover. That's what I've like grasped from the first chapter, and Naomi, who's this college student who's kind of like his mistress. That's like his like complete like own story, so that's the introduction we got about him. And in second chapter we follow Ivan, and Ivan is 22. He's a chess prodigy, like he's amazing at chess, and we follow him going to this like chess tournament weeks after their father has passed away, and obviously he's going through grief in a different way. He has always been like this awkward, like he's always thought of himself as being really awkward and like weird, and like he has braces on, like you guys get the vibe, right? So we follow him, and I thought his like emotions were like described so realistically, like him being flustered, him being like him blushing, him being shy, like all those stuff. I'm reading about him, like that's so cute. Like I'm seeing that and I'm like, oh my god, he's kind of into this older woman, like 14 years like me, at the chess tournament. And like, oh my god, I just thought their interactions with each other were so cute, because like he's just being so shy and awkward, especially because he spent like so much of his teenage years like dedicating it to chess and learning chess and getting better than like creating a social life. So now him being 22, having a social life is kind of hard for him, and he's going through everything that you would go through in your 20s, which I thought was really well portrayed. So, and it gives me insight on how like things could be in your 20s, and like it's kind of preparing me now for like, oh okay, so like you're gonna have times when you think no one's gonna care about you, no one really likes you, but you're just figuring things out. The interesting thing about the book too is that the brothers, they don't have a really close bond with each other, especially because of their 10-year age gap. They couldn't relate to a lot of things to each other, and like Peter, based on I infer that Peter has never really gotten into Ivan's life personally, because obviously with the 10-year age gap, like when Ivan was in middle school, Peter was probably just in college doing his own thing. So, or like just getting a job, and like they were both in very different lifestyles that I don't think they've really gotten a chance to know each other really well. And I'm really excited to see how their backstories go together, and if they like, I really want them to meet now. I really want them to meet. I really want them to talk to each other. I really want them to like get the brotherly bond again, because I feel like at the moment there's nothing there, but I feel like it's gonna come there. I have to go charge my phone right now because I need to edit a video. It's the 25 book I'm gonna read in 2025 video, which probably came out before this video, but I need to edit that, and I want to get it up by tomorrow. And so I'm gonna charge my phone, and because my phone's gonna be charging, I basically have nothing to do. So what am I gonna do? Read. I don't think I'm gonna read intermezzo right now, because I also want to film it, and I don't want to like rush to intermezzo, because the writing is beautiful and everything, but it's taking me longer to read like even a page, because there's no quotation marks, so I actually need to pay attention. And like the writing style is really beautiful, that I really actually want to like pay attention to every word. So like, and right now I'm reading another book, The Right Move. This is Hey guys, so it's been a few, I'm using my phone to stand up my phone. Wait, I'm using my water bottle to stand my phone up, but I finished this book like a few days ago. I would say like 2 or 3 days ago, but I just never ended up like talking about it because I just barely have had the time to sit down, and I've never been so put together and ready to film. Even now I'm not that put together, but like I'm like, if I don't film it right now, I will never film it. I'm gonna give you guys my final review on Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. The writing is really beautiful. I feel like a lot of the description of like things like something so simple as the road, or something simple as the train, or like stuff like that are put together so like beautifully. I feel like there's ways she's described things that I'm like, how'd you take this like language and just like formulate it into like these beautiful sentences? Like, you, instead of saying, oh, she's beautiful, she'll say something more elegantly, I would say. One of the quote, this is on page 115, it's like, to feel an interpenetration of thought between the two of them, understanding her, looking at her, and knowing, yes, without even speaking, what she feels and wants, and knowing that she understands him also completely. In her eyes, the look of warmth, the flickering kind of amusement, acknowledging, and this relates, he thinks, to her beauty. Her thick dark hair in its loose, unraveling braid. I just thought that was really beautifully written, and like quotes like that are the ones I'm like, oh my gosh, really. But overall, in general, I feel like in the end, I feel like I really connected to the characters. Like, I actually like wanted to read more about them. Like, I was ready to just read whatever their life is taking them through. And I feel like the talk of grief and how that makes you feel, and like even with all the good parts, grief will still be like behind. It will never completely go away, but that shouldn't be your entire mindset, and still give yourself the freedom to be happy as well. Because I feel like a lot of times when you're like grieving for someone, you like stop yourself from feeling happy. Anyways, I feel like that's why I really like this book. I definitely really like Ivan's chapter, who's the younger brother in this, more than Peter's. So I'm gonna switch to this because I feel like the audio is so like it's gonna be really loud, because literally in my house, like, we cannot be quiet. Like, literally, I don't know if you can hear it. But yeah, I really apologize for the background noise, but that's basically my review on the book. I am giving it a 3 stars just because it was like, I would recommend this to people, but at the same time, I feel like it didn't give me the 4-star feeling where I was actually connected to the characters. Like, I haven't really thought of these characters after reading this, so I would say if I do end up thinking about it more, I would say it's a 4 stars, but right now it's just a 3 stars. But I do really like love Sally Rooney's writing. I think she's an incredible writer, and I would say, I guess, her books are more of like a 3 or 3.5 stars for me, because I read Normal People and give it 3.5 stars. So I don't know.